Welcome to Cut the Crop, keeping you in the know about everything you grow. Researchers, growers and other interesting folk delivering insights and information on topics ranging from agronomy to profitability. Brought to you by the Foundation for Arable Research.
Hello and welcome. My name's Alison Stewart and I'm your host of this session of Cut the Crop. And today my two guests are two mid-Canterbury farmers, Angus McKenzie and Will McKenzie, who happen to farm in the same area and they're a member of the same Growers Leading Change group, but they're not related. That's right, isn't it? Yeah,
not as unfortunately, yeah.
Not that you're aware of. Okay, so welcome Will and welcome Angus.
G'day, Alison.
So before we start talking about the Growers Leading Change group that you're a member of, let's just hear a little bit about your farming system. So maybe Angus, you start off.
Yeah, so we farm just under 1,000 hectares between Eiffleton and Lockliffe, specialise in forage seed production. So yeah, most of our footprint goes through a coal mine, but we do have a little bit along the beach and along the Hinds River that it's in pasture and forage crops, and so we have a fairly integrated and diverse farm system, but also diverse and integrated livestock policy that goes across the top of the footprint with we trade summer and winter lambs, and we have a 1-year ewe flock that we share farm with Lone Star Farms, and as part of the Lumina lamb program, chicory finished lamb, and then we graze some R1 dairy heifers as well, and then to the side of that we have a contracting business that does agrochemical and spraying and liquid fertiliser and stuff through a couple of self-propelled sprayers and spray trucks and a time for it machine, and then we also do direct drilling contracting as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Operation.
Okay, Will.
So I've 270 hectares of leased land off family and off another neighbour. 80 hectares of that's dry land. And I run a pretty simple rotation of a third of the areas are milling wheat, third of the areas are perennial ryegrass, and a third's in radish and mustard and a few peas usually as the break crops, and some clover. And everything's run on a Missouri strip till system, so everything I grow is basically geared around being able to be planted with that drill. And we'll run stall lambs that I buy in March, and we're killing them out about this time of year, so through October and into the start of November. Now to store winter stall lambs. And then do a bit of contract. I used to do quite a bit of harvest contracting. We're not doing so much now. We're just doing a bit in this local area. A little bit of drilling and running a couple or 3 truck and trailer units, doing a bit of cartage as well, a bit of transport as well. So, that's about it.
Yeah, excellent. So, now you guys were part of probably, I think, the first Growers Leading Change group that we established, and you already had a little bit of an informal sort of grower group going on. So just tell us about, how you got together and what it is that you were wanting to try and focus on.
Yeah, we did have a group initially. There was probably just call it informal discussion group. And we sort of started that just as a opportunity to basically have keep in touch with a few of the neighbours. We're all sort of running similar operations, but then we're all sort of quite different as well. So it was quite a bit to share a few ideas and stuff like that. And then and a bit of social gathering as well. So you have a beer or something like that at the end of it. So that makes it a bit more enjoyable. And then obviously when the GLC group, well, the opportunity to be GLC group started, we were pretty keen, weren't we, and jumped on it as soon as we could, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, pretty much. We kind of took the opportunity. We realised in our discussion group that we didn't quite have the admin expertise to make it routine, and it was almost sporadic, and kind of just start seeing each other somewhere, we'd be like, oh, we need to do that. So the routine of being in a GLC group was good, and the best thing about it was probably actually getting smart people out that, the facilitators for the GLC group made happen. The FAR researchers and organising other industry people to come and talk to us on the areas that we were keen to learn about. So
yeah.
We need a bit of hand with organisation. just a little bit. We get a little bit sidetracked sometimes, and we get a bit wayward in some of the ideas we come up with. So
yeah,
sometimes a bit of formality to keep us in line or keep us going in the right direction's quite good.
Facilitation, babysitting, which is the way
Yeah.
So what was the focus like? Because I think it was all about trying to improve soil quality as a foundation to build, resilience and sustainable profitability. So what were you trying to achieve? Like, what did you want to achieve from the Growers Leading Change group discussions and bringing in experts?
I think what we were trying to achieve was improve our soil quality without going broke. So one of the formal thing that we decided on was improving in soil quality with while enhancing or improving or maintaining or improving profitability. And most of the people that we've had out to talk to us have definitely enlightened us on that we're heading in the right direction and we're doing all the right things probably. But forever learning too. So.
Yeah, more probably discovered is through improving soil health and so many other benefits involved with that, like environmentally. Water's quite a big thing down in our area because in fact, I'd say almost all the growers in our GLC group would have tile drainage of some sort. So water quality coming out through your drains is quite important down here. So soil health's is a pretty broad topic, and we'll probably learn that over the time, but and there's some different operations involved in our group, and so we've sort of tried to make it so we're not set in one way, like we're open to new things as well, I think. Yes.
So what were the kind of activities that you did? I mean, obviously you had FAR staff or experts coming and chatting to you, but were you visiting each other's properties? Were you trying out, new tools and technologies?
We had our first meeting, both James Thomas from Long Beach Estate and myself didn't attend. So part of that was the first meeting was to work out what we're doing, and it was pretty much farm visits, clear to people, and some establishment tryouts. So the two people that couldn't make it got nominated for nominate the paddocks. So there's establishment trials on both one of our paddocks and one down at Long Beach, and we've done different direct drilling, strip tilling, conventional min-till, full inversion ploughing, and they've actually done that for 3 years now. On our one was out of green feed oats, out of spuds that we went into wheat and then plantain and then ryegrass now. And so unlike a lot of establishment or direct drilling trials, ours went from not much soil structure out of spuds, whereas a lot of those trials are established out of pasture. So a good soil structure and organic matter and carbon quantities and stuff, whereas we've gone from the other end of the spectrum. And then James Thomas has done the same thing, but out of one of his was out of, he's actually changed sites because one of the paddock that he did it on, he got sown down into permanent pasture. But one was just in a mixed arable rotation and one was in a 1-to-3 rotation, I think. So
his is dry land till that.
Yeah, he's dry land.
The one's irrigated, one's dry land as well. So it's quite good.
And so what are you're sharing lessons learned then? And you've tried things on your farm, the other growers come and have a look at it, and then they go and maybe try out some of the things that seem to have worked. Is that the sort of way in which the group's working?
Yeah, one of the things we've done a heap of, and I think everyone was on the same boat, is instead of, a lot of us are quite practical, so the best way to learn quite often is to go dig a hole and have a look at a planter working or have a look at a crop growing, and then you sort of get you get a hands-on feel of it, and I think our group's benefited from that. So we've done a heap of farm visits, been to probably all the growers' places, plus a heap of other ones around the district, in the South Canterbury and stuff. And in North Canterbury as well, actually. Yeah. So we've had a good look around, and we go to a trial. We go to a trial sites a fair bit too. So it's been good.
So have you actually changed anything on your farm as a result of being part of the group?
Yeah, probably have, to be fair. Yeah. But I was sort of I can't remember. I reckon.
Oh, you've done trichoderma.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we started using biologicals. Yes, I have. Yes.
Will was so far down the soil health journey already. He's actually what our group strives to be.
That's not true.
And but we've changed a lot on our place. Like we'd started maybe a year or two before. We had the same strip till drill as what Will has, because we went and bought our own after we couldn't afford to keep on paying him.
Pulled me out of business.
And then we got a cross slot drill as well. So a lot of our stuff is now strip tilled or direct drilled cross slot. So
on a few of this spring, a few of our members in our group have actually been using either the cross slot or the Missouri tiller.
Yeah, no, it's
so to be fair, I think people, I'd say all of our group are trying a few things that they're seeing out and about. The biological things, probably there's a few people who've got onto that.
Yeah, no, they definitely have.
And we've also looked at one of our group farms is using the arid hen sensor. So we've had a good look at that. So people are sort of changing their tune. And one of the boys has been using liquid hen for probably the entire time we've had our group going, almost, has he? Yeah. So yeah. A couple of the fellas in our group are definitely up there with some of that newer technology in terms of nutrient application.
Yeah, it's really good. Our whole group's really, really diverse and does different things, but normally does them for the same reason. But we're between getting plenty of people talking to us about everything and going to see all our different groups' farms and other clever farmers like Tiggets and David Burkett and stuff. We're, I guess, working out why we're doing things, and it's bloody good actually.
The good thing is people are open too. So if something doesn't work, you're like, nah, that idea's shit. Don't do that. So it's been quite good in that aspect in terms of like learning, what to do and what not to do. And I think that helps. That's quite important, because if someone's gone to no-till or whatever, strip till or something like that, and then someone's thinking about it, you can sort of say, well, quite often if you do this, take this approach for a couple of years, it'll actually lead into being converted to no-till, but you won't have all the cock-ups and crap crops that don't make any return. So, there's certain aspects of it that are pretty important, I think, especially in this day and age in the arable game that we're in.
Yeah. So you're continuing on with the group for at least another year. What sort of things are you planning to do this coming year?
Well, we've still got all the trials in.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the trials are like we really need to keep them going for like a decade or something to actually get some good result. Like it's hard to be definitive on of how things work, like with 3 or 4 years information, So, ideally, if we keep this going for years to come, would be a perfect situation, I would have thought. Yeah.
And that's the intention is, I guess, FAR we don't have the resources to be able to have a facilitator involved in every group, for the next 10 years. But the idea is that if we have a group that we support you to build the confidence so that you know how to be able to go ahead and do those trials and keep them going, and that the groups become, almost self-sufficient without having to have FAR involved. Do you think that is likely to happen with your group? That, once FAR has to allocate its resources to, say, another group starting up, that there's enough momentum going that your group will continue?
I'd say it's probably the case thing is we had a group that had a few meetings right at the start, but the longer FAR can be involved, then the more likely we're going to be able to get one of the key things for our continual learning is probably getting the smart people out and help facilitating getting them out, I guess. So the longer that's happening, then we'll carry on learning, because soil quality is such a broad topic. And what we're learning is every time we go to a new place, we realise, actually everything you do is linked into or has an effect on soil quality. So the longer FAR's involved, the better. But I'd say it might be in a different capacity, but I'd say our group will carry on. Yeah.
How do you think that? Because one of the I guess criticisms that we potentially get around growers leading change is that we support a small group of growers to do something, and the rest of the industry don't get the benefit. How do you think that any of the learnings that you've got out of your group, that we can try and make those available to the rest of the industry so they get benefit out of us investing time and effort into your group?
Yeah, I think that's a data recording to whatever our learnings have been. We probably need to get better at doing a sort of report on it, I suppose. And that's probably where FAR would be far better at that sort of thing, because you guys know how to do good reports and good, especially booklets they used to send out 10 years ago. They were awesome. I always looked through them. So I guess that's the first part, is getting what we've learned
into something that's usable,
and easy to use and available for people. Yeah, because everything's on the internet now. So
might not be easy to get a FAR staff member to consolidate our scatterbrain approach, but
no.
I get from the other side of that question, I reckon it's a great thing, because farmers are always pretty quick to say, that research at Chertsey or wherever doesn't apply to my farm because I'm in this area, or I have that system, or I do this or I do that. So the Growers Leading Change group actually just puts that research into the regions a little bit more, I think, potentially. So I think it's been great from that perspective. But how to get what we're learning back up, another question, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I guess a podcast is one of the first ways for you guys to talk about it so that other growers hear about it. And if they want to know more, they can always, contact you when you're all at, a field event or something like that. It's just making the rest of the industry aware of what the Growers Leading Change groups are doing. And, anything that piques people's interest, they can follow up on.
Yep. One of the good things with the GLC is we've gone to other groups. So we've gone up to we went to McMillan's when they were doing the stuff through the planter and all that sort of thing.
If the Growers Leading Change groups are successful, one assumes that other growers will put their hand up at some stage to want to be part of new groups. And then we just build, that network of connections. I mean, that's ultimately the goal, is for growers to interact more with other growers and talk about what they're doing. Just like you said, being open and admitting that you tried things and it didn't work.
We've had a couple of groups, and I've had another couple of Aussie groups just come and have a quick look around, and so we are quite open to sharing what we do, I suppose. It's just if people want to get in touch and do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So thank you very much, Will and Angus. It was a bit fun actually for me, just listening to the two of you sort of like banter away. So thanks very much.
Right. Like I said, there's far better people. There's far funnier, cleverer people in our group than us, or me anyway. So yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. And thanks, listeners. Have a great day on the farm.
Thanks for tuning in to Cut the Crop, presented to you by FAR. If you'd like to know more about any of the topics discussed or have any suggestions for future topics, go to www.cutthecrop.co.nz.